So, I'm a bit tired because yesterday I was very intoxicated, so much so that I sung karaoke. And if you know me, I never sing in public, especially not karaoke. And if you're wondering, Jodassin Les Champs-Élysées, that's the song I chose for some goddamn reason, because I thought it would be funny to sing a French song in a group of English people. Anyway, so to solve the problem, I'm just gonna crack open a beer. And if you've seen my videos recently, if you observe the background, you might have realized that this stack is getting high, and I haven't done a Blu-ray DVD update, collection update since early September, because October I usually just do horror movie reviews. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff. We got Vinegar Syndrome with their rad sale. I got my October package, and I got a lot of different things that I bought throughout the months. So without further ado, let's get to the update. And yes, if my friend Smat is watching this video, this is your beer. Stop leaving your beer at my house. I will drink them. So, one that I got yesterday, because Vinegar Syndrome ships very fast, it is Corpse Mania. I'll just, here you go, this is a beautiful, beautiful slipcover. So, for people who aren't familiar with this film, I was extremely excited for this to finally get a proper release. This is a film I've been not very, but kind of familiar with. It is a Shaw Brothers production. It is a Hong Kong film from 1981, and it all sways all the times I saw the trailers, and I think in trailer compilations, I always thought it looked completely insane, and then I watched it earlier today, and it is very insane. Not as insane as other films from this era of Hong Kong cinema, especially since this is directed by the same director as A Boxer's Omen, I think, which is one of the craziest goddamn movie to ever come out of the early 80s in Hong Kong, but this is kind of a blend. Sorry, I'm already burpy from the beer. This is sort of a blend. This is a Hong Kong Giallo. And of course, since this is Shaw Brothers, there has to be one martial arts scene that kind of just pops out of nowhere. It's kind of hilarious. But yeah, it's a very solid movie. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I bought this. It's the 4K. It looks amazing. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the killer is also a necrophile, which makes for some great scene, especially since he seems to really like women with a lot of worms on them. So, those scenes were nasty. This set, of course, I have to buy all of them now because I'm missing one, and I swore to myself to never do that mistake again. It is Forgotten Gialli Volume 7. There's 7 of these, and honestly, I don't get tired of them. Anytime they're announced, I'm not like, I gotta grab another one for my collection. I mean, if I didn't like them, I wouldn't grab them. But like, every time they come out, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I've never heard of that movie, I've never heard of that movie, I've never heard of that movie. And also, I'm a big fan of Gialli. So, this is amazing. And they're, of course, in this box. Oh, there's some titties in the back. These, I feel like it's kind of similar to the set that had a Arabella and Sister of Ursula, where they were all pretty much very sleazy gialli. And so the first one is Mystère, which I think is a French-Italian co-production. Possibly. This is early 80s, so a lot of these more obscure giallos will be from the early 80s when the genre was kind of dead, which is hilarious. That's why, like, most of the Forgotten Gialli in the sets are either from the 80s, some from the 70s, and a lot of Spanish ones from the 70s, because of course Spain was also a big producer of Giallo. Obsession, A Taste of Fear. And finally, if I can get it out properly, Sweets from a Stranger. I was gonna say Strangler. I mean, that would make sense too. So that's another one from, oh shit, late 80s. Oh yeah, this definitely looks late 80s Italian Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a really fun one. But yeah, I'll probably watch one tonight because it's November. It's officially Italian Horror Month, for any fans of the Moods podcast. Shout out the Moods podcast. But yeah, it's Italian Horror Month, so I'll be watching a lot of Italian horror, even though I watch a lot of Italian horror already in October. Then we get some SRS. I got that shit upside down. Oh, sorry for the mic. I listened to the interview that my friends Sick on Cinema did with Hugh Gallagher, and I just got really interested, especially since they made an episode discussing Hugh Gallagher's film with Steven Grischuk from Box Creep Films, and all of them sounded pretty cool. I surprisingly got paid, even though I hadn't worked a lot during the last few weeks. So I was like, you know what, this is like, I think $15 on Amazon, $15 Canadian. So like on Amazon.com, this is probably like under $10 from SRS. You know what you're getting into, but this is like some classic SOV. From what I hear, it's like a SOV, necromantic on video, so it looks pretty interesting, so can't wait to watch that. Now for the rad cell stuff, I really hope I'm in focus because I kind of don't really like doing the whole like focus out, so I'll try. That's why I'm looking at the screen, just so I can see with the camera what's in focus. Now for the rad cell stuff, I got a lot of stuff because I had to. A lot of the out of print stuff, a lot of stuff that I've been wanting for a while that I either missed when it came out or just didn't pay attention. Sorry. And one of those is Ticks. Now Ticks is a 90s creature feature. This is the 4K, of course, and it has Clint Howard in it. Not as a starring role, but as like this cameo. But anytime Clint Howard is in a movie, I'm always interested. And this transfer is goddamn gorgeous. Honestly, it looks like it could have been like shot on film, but like recently. That's how good this transfer looks. The movie is super fun. It's about mutated giant ticks, and the gore is great. All of this, it's an amazing film, honestly. If you Because I had some, I was worried, about like a 90s kind of creature film, kind of low budget. Like, I like my creature features, I like my animals attack, but usually from like the late 70s to like early mid 80s. But no, I was surprised. So I might have to pick up Mosquito next, because I've heard a lot of good things about Mosquito too. In the same vein of like a 90s creature feature. Vile, shot on video. I talked about this on my second channel for my SOVini, which this I think ended up being the last episode of that. I just got so busy, and then when I did watch movies, a lot of the times I didn't feel like SOV. I feel like I wanted to watch a lot of SOV, but usually for SOV I need to like do a double feature with another movie. Vile 21. This is the original, very, very shot on video cover. This was fun, like I said in my review. Not my favorite, but it is very ambitious. It is very fun, and it's a re-edited version that cuts out a lot of the painstaking editing processes of shooting on video, editing tape to tape. So at least we get a new cut that's not as, it's better paced. Also, you can watch this movie in the original cut with the original transfer, and it looks goddamn awful. They did a really good job with the masters on this, because goddamn, that original cut looks terrible. Speaking of SOV, we got Blonde Death, which a lot of my friends, John and Matt, have told me that this is one of the best SOV films ever, so I'm pretty excited about that. I haven't seen it yet, but this is from Bleeding Skull. The other one I think was from VH Shitfest. Vile was from VH Shitfest. This is from Bleeding Skull. Yeah, can't wait to watch that. We got Mail Order Murder from Saturn Score. I realized that I got a lot of partner label stuff, which is, normal, because I got a lot of just mainline Vinegar Syndrome already. Mail Order Murder is a documentary about the Wave Productions. I got this because I had already seen the documentary. I think it's a good documentary. It's directed by Bill Hellfire. You know, it's a decent little documentary. It's very interesting. They got some good guests like what's her name, Krause, who directed another SOV classic that I own, Limbo. Tina Krause, and like people from the world of Wave Productions, which for people who don't know, Wave Productions was like a made-to-order horror film service, and it basically just turned into these weird shot-on-video fetish films, which you can find, because thank God for Saturn Score, because they released some of those. I think they're releasing more this month. I know I have Psycho Sisters and Dead North, which I haven't seen yet. Because Dead North looks especially shit. Then my one and only Deaf Crocodile, because they're no longer a partner label, so I doubt I'll ever buy from them again, because they're on Diabolique now. And although Diabolique ships to the Canada, it's way too fucking expensive, man. But this is Solomon King, a classic of blaxploitation cinema, directed by somebody to love. I don't know. Booklet. And Deaf Crocodile put a lot of effort into their releases. Like, yeah, I might have to, for that. Little booklet, little disc, and then some art. Yeah, looks pretty cool. I've heard some good things again. My friends, John and Matt, really liked it. So, that's good to know. Killer Condom, one that I was super excited. I've been wanting to buy this movie for ever since it was originally released, which was, I think, 2023. But, you know, because for the sales, it has to be 6 months for it to be on sale, so I never got it while it wasn't on sale, but now I got it. This movie's fucking 2 hours long. Who in their right goddamn mind decided to make Killer Condom a 2-hour movie? There is a shorter cut that's like 1:40. This is a German film. It was originally, I think, distributed by Troma, and you get 3 goddamn discs. You get the 4K, because why not? You get the Blu-ray, and then you get a second disc. This is an amazing release, honestly, for a movie that's called Killer Condom, and even though I make jokes about the fact that it's fucking 2 hours long, because that's fucking long for a movie called Killer Condom, I can't wait to watch this. Because, yeah, like I said, I've been wanting to see this ever since I was a wee lad who just saw that there was a movie called Killer Condom. This one also apparently is great. I know in the Vincent podcast, this got really good reviews. It's a... They sold it as a slasher, but this is more of like an early example of an erotic thriller with gore, apparently, and, this looks right up my alley. This is a movie for perverts by perverts, and yeah, apparently it gets pretty sleazy, so that's good to know. And finally, my only Melusine order from the entire cell, we got grape pornography. We got Intrusion. Yeah, it's goddamn Intrusion. Who stars in this? Kim Pope, Michelle Gaunt, Lynn Bishop, Levi Richards. Don't think I've ever heard about any of these people. So this might be like a C grade or D grade porn film from the 70s. Expect a video on this. You guys know me. I love myself some roughies, especially because I've wanted to buy this for a while, and at Ciné-Bazar it was always $30, but I got it for 10, so super happy about that. Now, moving on to just random shit that I picked up. American Rickshaw by Sergio Martino. You guys know my love for Sergio Martino. I've basically collected all of his A-grade material, and now I'm at the B-grade material. I haven't seen it yet. Apparently it is pretty decent, but like, in my mind, this isn't the same vein as his later 80s stuff, like American Rickshaw, goddamn Scorpion with Two Tails, The Island of the Fishman, and The Great Alligator, and less, you know, his classic gialli like Torso. Uh, Suspicious Death of a Minor? Or that's the one, yeah. Just because I have the goddamn Italian title. Thank you, fucking Arrow Video. And of course, you know, All the Colors of the Dark and The Vice of Mrs. Ward. And of course, my personal favorite from Sergio Martino, Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key. So those were like S tier material. And then, you know, the budgets, the Italian film industry collapsed, and now we have American Rickshaw. Uh, yeah, there was also the Requiem Fear Fest convention that I went to with my friend Grindhouse Funhouse, and I got a lot of stuff because I'm addicted to buying movies. And I got some pretty cool Hong Kong stuff. We got Hex from the same director as Corpse Mania, I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen Hex yet, but this is like a Hong Kong ghost film, so I kind of know what to expect. It's just there's a barometer of craziness that these go into, and I hope it goes to the full insano in the membrano and brain embryo. I hope this is crazy ass shit. I hope this is batshit insane. I mean, I expect it to be. This is some good shit. This one I have watched twice in a week or 2 weeks. I watched this with like when I was really sick after the wedding I went to. Pretty sure I got COVID, so I watched this with like COVID brain and a fever that was very high, and it felt like a fever dream. I didn't remember shit. I just remembered that this movie was crazy. I'm like in my head, I'm like, I clearly made up this movie. And then a couple of weeks later, I go to a friend's house, I bring some movies, I bring this, and no, it's just as I remembered. It just feels like a fever dream. It's insane, it's sleazy, it's gory. The ending, like, it's some of the best gore from Hong Kong, like, especially from the era of, like, early to mid-80s. I think this is mid-80s or late 80s? Oh, early 80s. The gore is insane for early 80s, especially since, you know, you realize that there wasn't a big special effects industry in Hong Kong at this time, so this is fucking beautiful. The goddamn ending. I'll probably eventually do a video on these. Sorry, on this one specifically, even though the 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 Hong Kong videos barely get any attention, but that's okay. We got The Devil's Game. Now, I didn't know what this was. There were like a couple Severin titles at Requiem Fear Fest, but like clearly the leftover. And I saw this and I read in the back, oh, Italian. I love Italian cinema. This is like Masters of Horror, but from the 80s in Italy. It's from 1980. It's 6 feature-length films, there and hour, that were made specifically for RAI TV back in 1980. Interesting thing about this is that this is also Mario Bava's last feature-length project. A lot of people think it's Shock, even though, yeah, Shock is, let's just say, more feature-length, and that was theatrical, and that had a bigger budget. But, like, officially made for TV, that's the name of the goddamn movie from this one. It's Venus, La Venere Dile. And it's a period piece, so kind of a throwback to the Gothic era of Mario Bava, and it's basically just an adaptation of a classic horror story, but it plays more like a TV drama. It's pretty decent. Interestingly enough, Mario Bava is the only one that is restored from film negatives. The rest are restored from master tapes from the TV station, which, I mean, makes sense. Low budget TV. I don't think a lot of TV companies in the 80s, even 90s, really kept film material. Well, film was pretty much like dead on TV, like in the 90s. But yeah, like, so a lot of the stuff is tape masters, but they found the 16mm print of Mario Bava's film. Good thing it was Mario Bava's film and not some random other person on this compilation. But yeah, pretty excited to see this. I've only seen Mario Bava's entry, but it was fun. Like I said, more of a drama. Then we get... The fuck is this again? Revenge of the Living Dead Girls. I've been seeing this at my local Sunrise record for a while, and I'm always tempted, but it's so goddamn expensive. So when I found it at the convention, I was like, hell yeah, baby. I am buying this. I think it's French. Parisian pornographers Pierre B. Renard et Jean-Claude Roy deviated from their usual high-end skin fare to instead create un cassoulet d'atrocité that remains one of the most extreme French gore film in history. When a trio of vixens is killed by corporate tainted milk, their nubile corpses will rise from the grave for a Jean Rollin meets Return of the Living Dead orgy of depravity that DVD Drive-In calls a fetishistic ode to blood, breasts, and brutality. I might have to pop this one in right after this, guys. That sounds pretty fucking great. A grizzly bear. William Griffith's Grizzly. Obviously, I've already seen this. I own this on the Shriek Show DVD. I just wanted to upgrade, and last time I watched it, I was very young, and I didn't have the patience or the understanding of 70s cinema that I do today, so I was like, you know what? I'll buy it and watch it on a good print. I should do that with Day of the Animals, too, because I watched that recently, and I was like, damn, if it didn't look like shit, I would probably really like this movie. Dracula 4K. Yeah, this was super cheap at Sunrise Record, surprisingly. Rarely are things cheap at Sunrise Record, but they had like a sale on 4Ks, I guess, so I grabbed this, and that's pretty much it. That's Dracula. I had never seen the original Dracula, but I think Dracula was the first, or one of the first movies that I watched in October, and it's fucking Dracula, man. I was quoting the movie even though I had never seen it. It's just so ingrained in our cultural zeitgeist that, like, even if you haven't seen 1932s or 34s Dracula, you've seen Dracula. 1931, you've seen it. Now, what I'm curious about is the Spanish version. That I am really curious to see. See if I like it more than the American version. I've been buying a lot of things on Facebook recently. I found these for super cheap. Dark Harvest with a bonus shock feature film Escape with Vincent Price, which I think was just Severin being like, shit, we got this SOV killer scarecrow movie, but we also got this random ass 1980s film that has a cameo from Vincent Price, I guess. What are we gonna do? Let's make it a double feature with Dark Harvest and Escapes. And there is bonus features, which is always cool about these Intervision titles. You'd think it would just be bare bones, nothing on them, but no, they got some shit. And I was talking with the boys, I think either on the podcast, because I was on the Halloween podcast, if you didn't know, from the Sick on Cinema podcast. We need more Killer Scarecrow movies, but god damn it, stop calling them fucking Dark Harvest. This is one of like 100 fucking movies with the title Dark Harvest, and Escape is not really better as a title. What do you call your movie? Oh, Escape. Now I know this just got a Blu-ray. This is just an era of Fulci that I'm like, if I can find a DVD cheap, I won't complain, because this is from the same era as House of Clocks, which I think that Blu-ray has this House of Clocks and then two later films from Umberto Lenzi. Yeah, I've heard mixed things about this. Not a lot of people like it, but it is being rediscovered, and I'm pretty sure this is Fulci's last movie, or one of those. Made for TV. Yeah. I mean, I'm still pretty excited. It's one of the few, like, straight horror movies from Fulci that I was missing. Now, because I already have a lot of the House of Clocks, Voices from Beyond. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see this. I mean, it's still Fulci at the end of the day, and like, when you hear TV movie, especially from like the 70s to the 80s, that was kind of different from today because they actually put like effort into TV movies. And then in the 90s with Italy, yes, they are TV movies, but the Italians are kind of more liberal with their television programming than we are, so it could have nudity, it could have gore. I don't know. We'll see. Like, not like big gore sequences like early Fulci, but like just, blood and gore. And maybe a nipple. Yes, my parents went to France, and in the south of France, instead of, they brought me a souvenir, which is a Blu-ray of Dominique that I watched last week, and I fucking love this movie. I gave it a pretty, in my mind, like, a decent rating. I think I gave it a 3.5, but like this could go up, and it should go up. It's this British slow burn thriller, psychological aspects, paranormal aspects, who knows? But it's really fucking good. And this is a French edition from Rimini or Rimini. It's, it got a booklet. Honestly, it looks pretty cool. I'll open it. It has multiple covers. Well, not multiple covers. It still comes with the DVD for some reason. I guess in France they're still stuck in their their Blu-ray DVD combos. But yeah, it's pretty cool release from a company I don't own anything from. Only issue. Oh no, they got it right this time, because a lot of my French DVDs, I don't know if they changed it for Blu-rays, the title is like inverted. Well, maybe. No, not even. Oh, okay, yeah, if you put it that way, but I won't put it that way. Anyways. Just talking to myself again. Oh, I wanted to watch this during October, but I didn't. Exorcist 4K. I upgraded this from my DVD. Again, this was cheap, so I'm like, you know what? I don't usually upgrade a lot of stuff, but I'm like, fuck, it's so cheap. Plus, I have this goddamn snapper case DVD of The Exorcist. It's not. I needed an upgrade. Plus, these 4Ks were super cheap. Not my favorite movie of all time, but I always respected it, and I always wanted to give it a rewatch. So, because I haven't seen it since, like, I was a teenager. Finally upgraded my DVD of Fascination. Now, I have not only the Redemption... Look, I'll take it out, because I can already fucking put in... Not only do I have the Redemption DVD of Fascination, I have the old Redemption DVD. I have the one with the goddamn weird intro with lesbians kissing dressed as vampires. Redemptions knew their target demo. And it's 4:3, but whiting, like, it's 4:3, but inside the 4:3 is 16:9, so it's just very small when you watch it, and honestly, I was overdue for an upgrade anyways. Plus, it's a nice fucking indicator release. I don't have any other Rollin films that indicator release, but I'm happy with Fascination being the only one, because Fascination is my favorite, and honestly, if I find the others cheap, I'll buy them, because I love Rollin, I just love Rollin. Yeah, this cover is beautiful. What I find stupid is this goddamn thing. What am I gonna do? I need to keep it on, or else, like, I love the cover, but fuck, but the goddamn name of the goddamn movie. Well, I guess you don't need it, because it goes on the shelf like that, but yeah. I don't know, just a pet peeve of mine. Oh shit, yeah, more stuff from Requiem Fear Fest. We got Sion Sono's Noriko's Dinner Table on DVD, because this hasn't been released on any other thing than DVDs, and I got it for $15, which is a goddamn steal, because this goes for 80 USD on eBay, plus it's Sion Sono. Controversial figure, a very big piece of shit, but I like his movies. I'm sorry. Then we got, Sergio Martino. This is A material. This is the This font is weird. The Case of the Scorpion's Tail, which is not to be confused with Scorpion with two tails. This is the actual one that I thought I was buying when I bought the other one. But yeah, this is good Martino. Great cinematography, great soundtrack, great premise. This one kind of plays more like a courtroom drama than a Giallo, but still wonderful Sergio Martino film. I love that man. Shit, I think this is the only Jess Franco in this update, but makes sense. The Bloody Judge. Now, I know this just got a 4K. Don't really care. I got the DVD for super cheap. And, you know, I already got a bunch of Blue Underground stuff, so I can add it to the Blue Underground collection. This is another one he made with Harry Allen Tower, starring Christopher Lee, before they had their falling out. But yeah, this one looks pretty cool. Again, I haven't seen it. I think it's more of like a drama. Then we got one of the most recent, or most memorable recent, Cat 3 films. It's Dumplings from Tartan Asian Extreme, from Hong Kong, of course, and I've only heard good things about this. Apparently it's really fucked. Can't wait to see it. And then finally, we finish with a short film compilation, Small Gauge Trauma, just a bunch of short films from Fantasia, from the years, I think it's 1997 to 2004, so definitely a great time capsule, and it has a goddamn, wait, does it have a short by Nacho Cerda? What the fuck? No. Okay, it has short by Paco Plaza, Hélène Catet and Bruno Forzani, Benoit Boucher, Salvador Sanz, Miguel Angel Vivas, Guillaume Fortin, Tomoya Sato, Denis Ramalho, Tenkawaku Naniwa, Diego Abdad, Robert Morgan, Philip John, and Sam Walker. Philip John, what a fucking name. What's your name? Oh, it's Philip John. But yeah, anyways, it's just a nice little compilation, and I was looking at it before before the con. I was looking at it on unobstructed view. I'm like, I'll wait for it to go on sale, and then I got it at the con for $2. So that's a win in my fucking books, boy. See you guys next time. My voice hurts. I drank and sung too much yesterday.